Thank you for joining me for week number 2. This is going to be episode 3 of the six-pack journey. It's been a pretty interesting week this past week. A lot has happened, a lot of changes, a lot of new experiences. To start off, I want to say thank you to everyone that has been viewing my video series that I put together. I do put a lot of time into creating this transformation series so that I can show everyone, exactly what I go through, exactly the things that I do to not just prepare my body to lose weight and get leaner and do all of that, but being as this is my fourth time losing a drastic amount of weight and completely changing my body. I've come to notice that each and every time I do something like this, I go through a lot of changes, and not just physically, but I notice that I experience a lot more things. And I think part of the reason that happens is because I tend to make it a very, I don't want to use the word emotional experience, but I tend to make it somewhat of a dramatic experience, because it is dramatic. Changing your body so much and losing so much weight is a very extreme thing. It's funny how, although your physical body will change so much, I truly believe that there's more to it than just changing your physical body. I can recall numerous times where I would be in the gym, or even after going to the gym and coming home, my mindset would be just radically altered. The way I would think, just the way I would talk to people, the way I would approach people. Doing strength training, doing bodybuilding, doing powerlifting, doing all of this dieting, all this preparation, all of this calculated and meticulous planning and hard work that I do to make myself look this way. It really has an effect on the mind, more so than the body. I think the body has a tendency to show all of these dramatic changes more so. It's more apparent. You can actually see a person's body change. You can see someone lose 30 pounds. You can see the definition in the muscle and all of that. But I think the more important message here is to for those that aren't so familiar with all of this training and dieting and this sort of a lifestyle. It is very extreme. It's very intense. There's a lot of work involved. A lot of discipline is required. You've got to be passionate and really want to do something like this. Otherwise, you won't do it. If all of this training, all of this weightlifting, and all of this eating, or lack of eating at this point, was something that I viewed as hard work, it is hard work. It's there's so many hours put into it. But if I viewed it as something I didn't want to do, but it was something that I knew I had to do to sort of move forward, then I honestly probably wouldn't do it. there are a lot of things that I simply would not do. You know, you could pay me $1 million and I just wouldn't do it. You know, as cliche as that may sound, that's the truth of it. You know, nobody's paying me to go in the gym 5 or 6 days a week, 2 times a day. And nobody's paying me to spend the money on this food, eat all of this protein, eat a low-carb diet at this point. You know, I don't get anything out of doing this except my own personal satisfaction, which is, to some people, may appear to be stupid and it doesn't make sense. But for me, I do it because it's something that I'm passionate about. You know, I don't think it matters what it is that you do. I just think that you need to be passionate. You need to be passionate about what it is that you're doing, regardless of what anyone else tells you, or regardless of what anyone else in this world, you know, whatever their opinion is of what you're doing. I mean, it really doesn't matter. It sort of comes to a point where, you know, as long as I've been doing this, I sort of don't care about what the rest of the world is doing because I'm so busy and preoccupied in what I'm doing. And, you know, to some people that might sound selfish, but, you know, I'm not trying to please everybody. I can't. That's not possible. And I can't be friends with everyone. That's not possible either. If I try to be friends with everyone, then, you know, I would probably not be happy with myself. I think that there are certain people whom you will come across during your lifetime that you end up relating to so much because you just have similar hobbies. You know, I remember growing up and actually trying really hard to be friends with people that I had nothing in common with. And a lot of times I would find myself in social situations that I felt pressured to be in, and I ended up doing things that I wouldn't normally have done otherwise because I had no interest in doing it. The other people did. They had a good time and they enjoyed doing it, but all the time I spent around these kinds of people whom I had nothing in common with, I really didn't feel happy on the inside. And for a long time I felt very alone. The only thing that I felt I really had was the gym. The gym and my own thoughts and my own creativity inside my mind. You know, now I've been fortunate enough to find myself surrounded by people that are interested in doing the same things such as myself, which is something that's actually very new to me, you know. I know there's a lot of people online on Facebook who you could easily find that do the same things that you do, but, you know, these are just people that exist online. People whom you've never met before, which I've always find it extremely difficult to first of all find a friendship over the internet and then build on that friendship, because I don't see how you can actually get to know a person unless you spend a lot of time around them, you know. I remember trying to, like I said earlier, trying to be friends with people who I had nothing in common with. And not just people that I had nothing in common with, but I think that growing up, a lot of times you sort of give people the benefit of the doubt. You think that they're going to be there for you, even though they're not. But you sort of tell yourself that they care and that they're the kind of friend or person or girlfriend that you want them to be, but the reality is they're not, you know. So to me, now, the type of friendships that I look for are in people that I have a lot in common with. And first and foremost, people that believe in the same virtues, the same morals, and the same values, such as myself. You know, I've always known myself and consider myself to be a good person. I have no need to do wrong to others. That's just not in my nature, and I don't intend to, because I treat people the way that I would like to be treated, and I think everyone should feel that way. But sometimes, you know, people sort of lose sight of that. But I mean, the world isn't perfect, but I say I try to be. And the worst thing that could happen is I could fall a little short, I think. You know?